Hi, my name's Dave Smith, Gosport Waterfront Festival. Been running this event since 1999 and been a few hiccups on the way, a few charlatans in the way, mountains to climb sometimes, but always in the belief that honesty and transparency would always rise to the top. But anyway, so we've been running against all sorts of things, COVID and what have you. All I know is, as far as the council is concerned, under the Conservative rule, they have never interfered with the event. They know what the event is worth, they know what it brings to the borough, and just letting us have the field to do all that, of which none of us get paid for. It's purely and utterly non-for-profit. It's been open and transparent. The council have had the books and they can see that no one gets paid. So for Chegwin now, who got into power last May, he seems to think himself as some sort of god figure. He's in total control. When he was in control of the council back in the 90s, he just went around sacking people that he didn't like. So I know what he's about. I worked with him for many years, and and I told him what I thought of him on several occasions. By the by, we've gone past that over the last decade or so. We've got on okay. We've worked together. I've been to his festival in Wickham. He's given me tickets for that. He's come down to ours, and it's just been okay. What was in the past stayed in the past. However, we now come to Chegwin's becoming leader of the council. Our last summer, he was supposed to have got up on stage and give a presentation to Pete Crew, who had been not only our compere for many years, but he'd also been the compere for Peter Chegwin's festivals. And Peter Chegwin said he would be delighted to come and present the award to Peter Crew. On the day, however, he told me he's not allowed to go up and do the presentation. And I said, what do you mean you're not allowed? Well, Sue, Councillor Sue Ballard, has told me I'm not allowed to do it. And then he showed me a text she sent. And the text, I can't remember word for word, but it basically said, if you go up on that stage and do the presentation, it will just show what a hypocrite you really are. And of course then he took the phone off me, and that was that. He didn't do the presentation, and he disappeared. Well, I'm thinking to myself, and others said to me, what did that mean? And I said, my interpretation of that is that he's already decided that he is going to destroy this festival. And of course, if he goes up on stage pretending it's all pally, then he's a hypocrite. So we come now to that was in obviously the end of July. We come to the 8th of December, where I called him on something council wise, nothing to do with the festival, but I did say to him, look, next year, if you're allowed to speak to me, I would, we can talk about festivals. And then he said there will be fees and charges coming in next year, unfortunately, he said, you'll probably have to pay some. And my response was, well, as you're running the council, you can do what you like. However, if you intend to charge us, and we need to know how much it is, if you intend to charge us, we haven't got any more in our budget. We barely make enough to cover the cost of putting the event on. So if you're going to charge us, tell us now, and we won't bother. And then he went on to say, well, myself and the chief executive, we have the power to waive the fees. But he said, but the people I'm after are Malcolm Dent, the guy in Leon Solent that runs the Leon Solent Festival, all Conservatives, of course, and that's it. That's who he's after. Well, we come now, so we've gone ahead and we've done all our ticket sales, we've done all our promotions. I've paid the deposits for the bands, I paid deposits for infrastructure, deposits amounting to just under 8k, which as he will know, are non-refundable. So what he's done, he come out with, or the council came out with an official letter in February saying, you know, would you like these, you know, appeal these fees to get them waived? And I said yes, remembering the conversation that I'd had with Chegwin. It's taken until yesterday morning, I think the 24th of March, I think it was, to the council to send an email saying that our appeal has been unsuccessful and that we've got to pay everything. So we're on site from Monday to Monday, and it equates to £750 a day plus £300 for demountable structures, and power and so on. So we worked it out, it would cost us between £12,000 and £15,000 in upfront cost, even before that's just to walk on the site. Chegwin knows that we can't do that, it's impossible. So what he has successfully done is destroyed the festival, which is what he set out to do. He's made it totally impossible for us to run, and of course what he's also done is destroyed any competition, because the other point about all this is he is also a festival organizer. Therefore he should never have been in committee meetings talking about charging other festival organizers fees, because he has a vested interest. It's in his interest not to allow proper festivals to go ahead. I mean, he's not bothered about the one-day ones, they were never his target. I mean, he's waived fees for Malcolm Dent, the very person he said he was after. He also said in that conversation back in January, Tammy Kemp won't have to pay, and he's also given Tammy Kemp money out of his divulged budget. Never given, the council, never given me anything, and he has never given us anything. So I use the word me, I mean it's a team. We've got a team, a really large team now of volunteers that work hard, and they've been working hard at doing all the social media, because I don't do that. They've worked extremely hard and they're completely shattered. They are absolutely shattered, and people are realising now that this is not anything to do with the council. This is to do with a personal, vindictive attack on the festival, because it's run by me, by a godlike, I would say narcissistic. Having known him for many, many years, I think that description fits him quite rightly. Now, he may say to people, oh, he's lying, he's lying. Well, if I'm lying, Peter, about all of this, then please sue me. But be very careful if you intend to sue me for lying, because I'm not slandering you. I'm telling people as it is. The conversation existed and you said what you said. But anyway, we will endeavour to recoup our costs that we've lost, and if he thinks, I mean, it won't bother him at all, because he will never be made responsible. I mean, for a person that has just taken over the council, it's not the Liberal Democrat Party, it's the Peter Chegwin Party. I ought to know, I used to be part of it. I know how he works, I know how he thinks, and I know that he has great pleasure in standing over, towering over people with this godlike persona and destroying them. He will set out and he loves to destroy people. To your face, he is the nicest, and you know, every conversation we've had, he's always been polite. Even at the festival, he's been polite, but always knowing that he has every intention of destroying it. So there will be more to come. I'm sorry if this sounded more like a rant or rabble, but people need to know, and that we're looking into taking action against Gosport Borough Council at some point, because of Chegwin had the chance to stop us wasting money. He could have told us back in the 8th of December, but he's waited until the 24th of March when we're well into it. Ticket sales are going brilliantly well, knowing full well we've got to pay all that back, knowing full well we've got to pay all our deposits back, but also knowing that we cannot refund our deposits on infrastructure that we have to pay up front, because the event is cancelled, and it's cancelled because it's his fault. We are not to blame for this cancellation. Let's make this absolutely clear. He's put us into a corner that we can't manoeuvre from. You know, we can't magic 12 to 15 grand out of the air. And even if we could, would we do it? I'm not so sure we would. Where's this money going to go to? Is this to fund his little project at the Crown Bingo? You know, his little vanity scheme that he's wasted taxpayers' money on. If the council's so tight for cash, why is he wasting it on buying a commercial building so he can have his own little entertainment complex? This guy is dangerous. He's blinkered. He thinks of only himself, and he will ruin the council. He will absolutely ruin it. I don't know about the other councillors. I only know a couple of them. I know Merv will be absolutely distraught by all of this. You know, when he took this to his, I think it would have been P&O board, he would have had enough votes to get it through. I don't know how the votes went there, but I'm sure that none of the other councillors would have voted for these charges, because he wiped out. It didn't matter whether you were a charity, community interest company, properly registered, that is. That didn't matter to him, because he needed to make sure that we were not going to be able to run, you know. So he has counselled it by hiding behind a facade of the council. But this is all down to him. This is vindictive. It's personal. And it was competition that he has wiped out, and of course there's not a lot people can do about that at this moment, because the Standards Board for England have disbanded. I mean, we could have, if they were still there, he'd have been kicked off the council for not declaring an interest and looking after himself. I mean, he's done it before. He voted on his own festival and got taken to the Standards Board and got disqualified. He appealed that and got away with it, but there you are, that's the law. But the fact is that body is no longer there, and he says and does what he wants because he's not accountable. He's not accountable to anyone. He's not broken any law, so you know, and he knows it, and he can hide behind the council. He will come out and say, well, you know, we need to raise money, the government's cut money back. Yeah, I agree. I'm not disputing that. But if they're that tight, as I've already said, why waste money on the Crown Bingo? Money that the council obviously doesn't have. And it's taxpayers' money, don't forget, not his. You know, he's a commercial. He's got a commercial event, you know, that's probably £1 million or so a year that he spends on that. He's got the dosh. Why didn't he buy the building himself? And if he wants an entertainment hub, let him get on with it. Because not only while he's doing that, you've got the Key West studios in the old church, which have done exactly what he's trying to do at Crown Bingo, right on their doorstep. But does he care about upsetting them? No, of course he doesn't. He wants everybody to say, isn't Peter a wonderful person? Well, I can assure you, and many others will as well, what he says to your face are totally different to what he would do behind your back. People, beware. There's an election coming up at the end of May next year, or the beginning of May next year. I would suggest that people really look before they vote Lib Dem, really look at what this man has done and the damage that he has done to this town in such a short space of time. I'll leave it here, and good luck to all you, and we'll speak soon. Thank you very much.